Hello, Liverpool fans. Welcome to the Liverpool Report, your go-to source for the latest news, match updates, and transfer stories straight from Anfield. Don't miss out on any of the action. Hit that subscribe button now and stay in the loop with all things Reds. Premier League leaders. Liverpool are gearing up for a summer transfer spree should they lose Mohamed Salah, Virgil van Dijk, and Trent Alexander-Arnold. With only 4 months left on their Anfield contracts, the trio will be free to depart at season's end if nothing changes. The club is still hopeful of securing all three on new contracts, but is also preparing for life without them. The Athletic, via the Liverpool Echo, reported a massive amount of funds will be allocated for signing replacements, and Liverpool are fully cognizant of the need for a rebuild should one, two, or all three stars exit. Salah, Van Dijk, and Alexander-Arnold are the top earners at the club, and if any of them decide to stay, it will likely affect how much money Arneslot can allocate for new signings in the summer. On the flip side, if their wage bill is significantly slashed by any departures at the end of the season, their transfer budget is expected to increase. Liverpool's financial health has been on an upward trajectory in recent years. According to the Deloitte Football Money League, the club's total revenue rose to approximately £600 million for 2023-24, marking an increase from the previous season's return of £565 million. Much of this financial boost can be attributed to a £37 million surge in commercial revenue and a £24 million increase in matchday revenue, partly due to the unveiling of the new Anfield Road stand. Liverpool's failure to secure a spot in last season's Champions League resulted in a dip in broadcast revenue, but that figure is anticipated to skyrocket this term, especially with the Reds poised to pocket at least £83 million in Champions League prize money and an additional £47 million still up for grabs. Liverpool are also set to kick off a new kit deal with Adidas later this year, which will bring in £60 million annually. All things considered, the club should have ample financial flexibility in the summer transfer window, particularly if top earners Salah, Van Dijk, and Alexander-Arnold do decide to depart. The uncertainty over their futures doesn't seem to have affected Liverpool's performance. The club currently sits 11 points clear at the top of the Premier League and are hot favourites to clinch the title with less than a third of the season remaining. Salah, in particular, has been on fire, contributing to 51 goals thus far. Van Dijk has also been impressive and ever-present in Slot's defence, while Liverpool have looked considerably worse off when he's been absent. Alexander-Arnold, however, has had a somewhat inconsistent season, appearing slightly off his game since Real Madrid expressed interest during the January transfer window. It's believed Los Blancos are confident of securing the fullback in the summer, but Liverpool haven't given up hope of persuading him to stay. Meanwhile, both Salah and Van Dijk have publicly stated their wish to stay at the club, but talks with the duo appear to have hit a stalemate for some weeks now. Liverpool are working against the clock to secure their futures, but supporters can take comfort in knowing if they fail to do so, the club won't cut corners when it comes to finding replacements. Arsenal, currently second in the league with a game in hand over Liverpool, could narrow the gap at the top to 8 points with a victory over Nottingham Forest on Wednesday. However, Liverpool can counteract that outcome with a win against Newcastle later the same evening. The Reds are due to face off against PSG at the Parc des Princes next Wednesday, March 5th, in the first leg of their highly anticipated round of 16 Champions League clash. Following that, they'll take on Southampton in a top versus bottom league clash, before hosting PSG at Anfield for their second leg on March 11th. The Premier League have confirmed that they have changed referee for Liverpool's clash with Newcastle on Wednesday. The Reds welcome Eddie Howe's side to Anfield for their latest league outing, and they will be hoping to extend their advantage at the top of the table with a win. But just hours ahead of kickoff, there has been a major change to the refereeing team. Having previously confirmed that Chris Kavanagh would oversee the match, it has been announced that Stuart Atwell will be the man in the middle instead. He was initially tasked with West Ham United's clash with Leicester, but has been replaced by Anthony Taylor. The rest of the officiating team stays the same. Simon Bennett and Dan Robertson will be his assistants, with Darren Bond the fourth official. The VAR has been named as Matt Donoghue, with Wade Smith the assistant VAR. a reason for the change in referee has not been announced. Liverpool will be hoping that there is not as much controversy as one of the most recent times Atwell has refereed a game in which they were involved. Reds boss Arneslot was left furious at his failure to send Lucas Berg off in the Carabao Cup semi-final first leg, with the midfielder going on to score the winning goal. I don't think there's any debate about that, Slot said about the decision. They say he, the referee, didn't want to stop the counter-attack, and I say every manager would prefer, when a tackle being made 40 yards from our goalkeeper, that the player is given a second yellow card, rather than to continue the counter-attack with a player less to play that counter-attack with. The next discussion is, was it reckless enough to give advantage and come back and say the tackle was still too reckless, and then give a yellow? When he, the referee, didn't give the second yellow, nobody thought it would have such a big impact 30 seconds later. I haven't asked him, but I'm 99.9% sure I wasn't the only one who felt, wow, not the best. I'm 99.9% sure when Berg scored, the referee thought, oh, is this really happening? Because he couldn't change it anymore. I think for him, it was also far from ideal. Slot will not have the chance to speak with Atwell should there be any controversial moments. The Dutchman has been hit with a 2-match touchline ban following his sending off against Everton. Sepp van den Berg has admitted that he dreams of one day returning to Liverpool, despite asking to leave the club just a few months ago. The Dutch defender joined Brentford in the summer after spending much of his 5-year Anfield career out on loan at the likes of Preston, Schalke and Mainz. Having grown frustrated at the limited first-team opportunities on Merseyside, he submitted a request to leave the club just prior to Arne Slot's arrival. The 23-year-old was adamant that a departure was the best thing for his career. However, he has refused to close the door on a future return to Liverpool. I had a few conversations with Slot, but before the preparation started, I already indicated to the club that I wanted to leave and play minutes, he told Voetbal Primeur. I would be lying if I said that I did not dream of returning to Liverpool one day. That is still on my mind. But for now, it was better for my career to take a different path and play a lot. Van den Berg continued, I am doing that now, and that allows me to develop as well as possible. After the preparation, Liverpool indicated that I had done so well that they wanted me to stay, but I did not really see that myself. It was all my choice. I am happy that I now play in the Premier League every week. This season, Liverpool have been plagued by defensive injuries, with Ibrahima Konate, Joe Gomez, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and Connor Bradley all missing portions of the campaign due to fitness issues. As a versatile defender, capable of playing both at centre-back and at right-back, Van den Berg may well have been seen plenty of action had he stayed. That said, he's been getting regular football at Brentford and says he feels much happier because of it. I would be lying if I said that I didn't look at that Liverpool's defensive injuries myself, Van den Berg admitted. That's football, you don't know. I did well in the preparation, and I could really see myself playing for the club, but not with the credit that I now have at Brentford. I am now a starter who always plays as long as he is fit. At Liverpool, I would have been more of a player who had to fill in gaps. I would rather be that starter. And who knows, if I do well here for 2 or 3 years, I will return to Liverpool and be a starter there too.
Federicochiesa is in serious danger of missing out on an automatic Premier League winners' medal if Liverpool clinch the title. The Reds sit 11 points clear at the top with less than a third of the season remaining. Arsenal could trim the gap to 8 by winning their game in hand, but given the Gunners' recent form and injury troubles, Liverpool's lead looks rock solid. Besides, no team has ever blown a lead this big at this stage of the season, so history is firmly on their side. But while that'll be music to the ears of most in Liverpool's camp, it leaves Chiesa in a nervy race against time. The Italian forward, who joined from Juventus in the summer, has made just 3 appearances in the league this season, and needs 2 more to qualify for a winner's medal. That said, he could still be given one without reaching playing the necessary 5 Premier League games. This is because the champions are given 40 medals in total, and can distribute them to whoever they wish. providing that every player with 5 or more appearances in the Premier League that season has received one first. Fitness problems haven't helped, but Chiesa, 27, has barely had a look in under manager Arneslot, having been limited to just 7 minutes of action in the Premier League since September. With Liverpool still fighting on 3 fronts, there's every chance Slot will have to rotate his players in the coming weeks. But Mo Salah's impeccable goal-scoring form means opportunities on the right flank. Chiesa's natural position are limited. Things aren't much easier for him on the left, with the likes of Luis Diaz, Diogo Jota, Curtis Jones and Cody Gakpo all vying for the spot as well. Chiesa isn't the only Liverpool star on the verge of missing out on a medal. Jadon Danns, who has played in both the Premier League and Champions League this season, is 4 appearances short of 1 and won't earn any more after being loaned out to Sunderland. Reserve goalkeeper Vítězslav Jaros also needs 4 more, but with both Alisson and Kauimin Kelleher now fit, getting game time will be tricky. Others like Trey Nyoni, Tyler Morton and James McConnell, who have each played multiple games in other competitions, are 5 games short in the league and look unlikely to qualify. Despite spending much of the season on the sidelines, Chiesa has still managed to rack up 10 appearances for Liverpool so far. In those games, he's notched 3 goal contributions, a reasonable feat, considering he's only made 3 starts. He wouldn't be the first senior player to narrowly miss out on an automatic winner's medal. Calvin Phillips made just 4 appearances for champions Manchester City last season, and the same thing happened to Cole Palmer, who's now at Chelsea in 2021-22. The last time Liverpool won the league in 2019/20, Harvey Elliott was 3 games short of a winner's medal, a fate narrowly avoided by teammate Jones, who made 6 appearances that season. Thankfully, both players are guaranteed medals if the Reds clinch the title this term, with Elliott already notching 10 appearances and Jones making 22.